We begin with that breaking news. Presidential candidate Ted Cruz announces his own plan to keep Syrian refugees out of America. Thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Sirota.
And I'm Sarah Donchi. It comes on the heels of Donald Trump's controversial proposal to ban all Muslims from coming into the country. It's a hot button issue that everyone is talking about. Channel 2's Brandon Walker joins us live with more on what Governor Abbott and Senator Cruz are proposing. Brandon?
Well, good morning to you, Sarah. Good morning, Andy. Those comments, that proposal coming as the Houston area awaits the arrival of a family of 6 refugees from Syria. That family includes 2 parents, 4 children, whose ages range from 13 to 2 years old. On yesterday, a family of 6 arrived in Dallas, and on Thursday of this week, a family of 9 is expected to arrive here in Houston. But if you ask Governor Abbott and Senator Cruz, those families should be kept out of Texas, particularly even the U.S., because they say they're not being vetted properly by the FBI, and that's why that legislation was proposed, according to Senator Cruz this morning. Let's bring in a full screen now and discuss some pointers there from that legislation as discussed by Senator Cruz and Governor Greg Abbott. Here are a few highlights. For one thing, placing a 3-year moratorium on people coming to the U.S. from ISIS-controlled countries. Also, give states the right to deny refugees if they choose and if the president decides to allow them into the country. Also, revoke U.S. citizenship from citizens who join ISIS and take arms against the United States. Senator Cruz, who is also a Republican presidential candidate, and Governor Abbott were highly critical of President Obama's handling of ISIS. Senator Cruz referred to President Obama's actions as, quote, politically correct blindness, while Governor Abbott said that there is, quote, a growing vacuum of leadership and national security. Some strong words there, both saying the senator's proposal, though, would stop that. Take a listen.
It ensures the ongoing ability for citizens in Texas as well as around the country to pursue charitable ends to help those who are in need. Well, at the very same time, ensuring that states are going to be able to keep their communities safe and secure.
This makes no sense. We should not be bringing in refugees when our own FBI tells us we cannot ascertain whether or not they are ISIS terrorists.
Again, Senator Ted Cruz and Texas Governor Greg Abbott addressing reporters some 30 minutes ago, something that we streamed for you live at click2houston.com. Now, there was also a question-answer period where a reporter asked Senator Cruz to comment on his opponent, Donald Trump's plan to essentially deny all Muslims access to the United States, as giving the United States a chance to figure out its issues with some ISIS, controlled countries. To that end, Senator Cruz did not address the question specifically, only saying that he supports and commends Donald Trump for addressing the issue of national security. So a lot of issues discussed there from both Senator Cruz and Texas Governor Greg Abbott from Washington, D.C. Of course, more conversation to be had on that issue. We're live this morning from Bush Intercontinental Airport. I'm Brandon Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Very interesting report.